Tony Ferguson lost to Beneil Dariush at UFC 262, losing all 3 rounds pretty decisively and possibly injured something in his leg from not tapping to the heel hook. Now that Tony's on a 3-fight losing streak, the question is, where does he go from here? Speaking at the post-fight press conference, Dana White says that Father Time gets everybody eventually, and it has unfortunately gotten Tony Ferguson. Here's what he said.
Beneil Dariush, I just want to ask you what you thought about his performance tonight and kind of where he stands. He's kind of been on the outside looking in, but he's got a heck of a run going on now.
Yeah, listen, he went in and he didn't do anything. He didn't do any favors in gaining any new fans tonight, but, it was tough. A tough go against a fan favorite like Tony. He went in, did what he had to do to win, and he'll get another fight now. One of the top 5 guys.
Tony Ferguson, man, we saw the love for him in the building tonight, man. Super fan favorite, but obviously, lost all 3 rounds. Have you talked to him, and where do you think he stands in his career? Because I think a lot of people are questioning kind of what does he have left.
Yeah, I hear you, and he had a tough 3 rounds. He couldn't stop the takedown. He couldn't get up from underneath Dariush and Beneil, and yeah, he had a tough night. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. What has he had?
He's landed 30 strikes in 30 minutes, so obviously not a great output. Do you think this is a case of where that fight with Gaethje just sort of maybe started to wind down his career?
Yeah, it could be that. It could be just, time gets us all, So it's one of those things. I don't know which one or both, but yeah, unfortunately, it's definitely hit Tony. He's tough as hell, though, man. He was in that heel hook, and his ankle definitely popped. I mean, his ankle, the rest of the fight, looked like a golf ball, and maybe even a baseball. And he kept fighting. There's no quitting that dude.
Same with the armbar against Oliveira as well.
Yeah, no, he's tough.
Yeah, maybe too tough for his own good.
Yeah, 100%.
Michael Chandler lost to Charles Oliveira at UFC 262, but he is still very confident that he will be UFC champion one day before his career is over. Speaking at the post-fight press conference, Chandler talks about what happened in the first and second rounds of the fight. Here's what he said.
What were your thoughts in the opening round as it was unfolding? Back and forth, incredible round. What did you think about it?
I loved it. I loved to be able to show that I could stay composed against the best grappler on the planet. I somewhat kind of let him take my back. I like to let guys take my back, get that one-on-one, and I spun around and got into his guard just like I always do in a lot of positions. One of those deals where I didn't feel like I was in danger at all, but that was kind of dumb because you're always in danger if Charles Oliveira has your back. But I feel comfortable in that scenario. Should I have let it get there? Probably not. But it's part of it, and we fought through it, we wrestled through it, we anti-jiu-jitsu through it. Turns out I lost on the feet, not on the ground.
What did happen in round 2? I mean, did he just land the right shot, or do you feel like you got a little too aggressive? What do you think happened?
You can never get too aggressive, man. Aggressive is my style. Aggressive is me. Aggressive is who I am. I don't know. It's the fight game, man. It's 4-ounce gloves, and you zig when you should have zagged, and before you know it, Charles Oliveira's getting the belt wrapped around his waist instead of yours. So here we are. I've been here before after losses. The sport moves quickly. I am still world class. Anybody, next to get me into that in line for the title again, I believe I can beat them and beat anybody in the top 5. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I just I take each day as it comes, every opportunity as it comes. I have phenomenal management. This whole thing's been orchestrated from the very beginning. It's bigger than the UFC. It's bigger than myself. It's bigger than the decisions that we're making. So, I'll be back in the gym this week. I'm not going to be sparring and doing all that stuff, but I'll be back in the gym this week. I'll be putting some miles in this week. I never take a rest, and we'll see what happens next. We're definitely going back to the drawing board. I will be champion. I will be UFC champion by the time my career is up, and I got a taste of it tonight. Fell short. But as I said, every young man falls, but every young man gets back up.
Beneil Dariush says he understands why fans were booing him and cheering for Tony. Speaking at the post-fight press conference, Beneil Dariush says he hopes fans continue to cheer for Tony despite his recent loss streak, and he better not see any negative comments about him on social media. Here's the clip.
How did he not tap to that heel hook? Like, his knee popped, and it popped loud. I saw his face change for a second, and then he went back to normal, and then he started kicking me in the body. And then, that up kick he hit me with, that was pretty good. I'll give him that. That's my thought on the fight so far.
I mean, did you go in intending to grapple as much as you did? I mean, obviously he's pretty dangerous there. Did you want it to be such a grappling heavy contest?
At first, I had prepared for the stand-up. It was gonna be, I was just gonna, show the world that, like, doesn't matter who it is in terms of stand-up. But I also told you, I want to be a champion. And to be a champion, you got to be able to stick to the game plan. It's not always being a bonus fighter. And I mentioned that before, and I really felt like I had such a big advantage in the grappling. And then after the first round, at the end of the first round, I felt his arms tired, and I just said, why am I going to strike with this guy if I have such an advantage here?
Obviously, the crowd tonight was very much in favor of Tony. I mean, you could tell that from the beginning. But then, you got pretty thoroughly booed afterwards. I mean, what were your thoughts on that? Did you just have to understand because it's Tony Ferguson, or did you take that a little personal?
Nah, it's not personal. But I will say this. They better not be fickle. The same fans that just cheer Tony on like that, they better cheer for him every single fight. I better not see those stupid comments about Tony, he's done, he's this, he's that. You're going to support him throughout his whole career. Don't support him just for the day, and now that he's not doing well, forget about him. So that's the only thing, man. If you're going to be a Tony fan, be a Tony fan for life. I don't want to see that crap about him, this and that. I see so many negative comments online, man. It just makes you want to stay away from it.
Speaking backstage, Charles Oliveira says the guillotine that Chandler caught him in was extremely tight, but he would have rather gone to sleep than to tap out. Here's the clip.
Muitas sensações ainda de it's a lot of mixed feelings. I've never been hungry in my life because my dad never let it happen. But to look where it came from and what I've achieved, to be up there fighting with these guys who are the best in the world, to have 9 wins in a row and to be the champion right now, it's just a sentiment. It's just a feeling of gratitude to God. I'm motivated to always get better and achieve more. I want to buy new cars. I want to be the champion. I want to break records. My daughter asked me to bring the belt back to Brazil when I left, and now to be able to do that for her, it's just amazing. And I want to continue to do more and to break more records. I'm still the most. I have the most submissions in the organization. I'm the second with most bonuses. I just want to keep improving and breaking more records.
Tinha que ser difícil, não poderia ser fácil.
It wouldn't be easy. It's always hard for me. It's always tough for me. I took Tony Ferguson, the boogeyman, on short notice, and I beat him. And now Michael Chandler, Bellator champion, and I beat him as well. He got me in a really tight guillotine. He was really tight, but I would rather sleep than to tap. And then I got his back, but he got out of that also. His hand hit me too hard. I felt that shot, but I knew that when my hand touched his face, he would feel also.
Tava normal, eu sabia que ele batia muita.
I was well going into the second round. I knew he hit too hard and he hit me hard, but I was able to overcome that and to come back better in the second round. God wouldn't give me a burden that I wasn't able to carry, and then he threw me to the lions, but I proved I was the biggest lion.
Tyron Woodley breaks down the fight between Charles Oliveira versus Michael Chandler, and he explains what surprised him the most. Here's what he said.
What I took away from the fight is that this fight did not come just with no adversity. He didn't just come out and storm him and hit him with one punch and KO, knock him out. He had a lot of adversity in the beginning. He got hit with some shots. He was in a very, very bad position. He could have got finished himself. He gained his composure. He put himself in a guard position. He went to attack, and he guarded himself. Michael Chandler entered into the guard as if Charlie Oliveira never had this highly decorated jiu-jitsu background, and he went to ground and pound. What we saw in the second round is a momentum shift. We saw Charlie Oliveira put together the pieces, come with long, sharp, straight attacks, and he had so much variety in his attacks that it kind of overwhelmed Michael Chandler for a second. It only takes one moment for a 4-ounce glove to tap you across the nugget, and that's exactly what happened. It began to be the beginning of the end. So as Michael Chandler started to escape and try to retreat, he got clipped with some additional shots, just enough to get him down to the canvas, and we know what happens then. He put him away. I'm not surprised that Charlie Oliveira could finish Michael Chandler. I'm surprised at how quickly he shifted the momentum. Sometimes we see a fighter get off to a bad start, And then the fighter that was in the lead, that was really dictating the pace and was leading the dance, that fighter comes out with that confidence and comes out in that second round and really want to put a stamp on it. In a 5-round fight, especially this day and age, with the young men running the sport, you can't fill out in the first round. You can't let somebody get 2 rounds ahead of you. You really got to leap out in the front and really carry that out through the 5. So Oliveira shifting that momentum so quickly was very impressive.
That about wraps up the video for today. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video and learned something new. But either way, have a great day and peace.